Well, and, truthfully, I think that's an oversight by the people who designed the website. I don't think you should ever be able to offer someone $5 million through a free site that anybody can sign up for.
That sounds like money laundering. I'm sorry.
And just in case Bryce is listening in, Bryce is the guy who made the site and whatnot. Please add an option to give feedback to your site, for the love of God.
Yes.
I have so many good suggestions that you guys need. Anyway.
To generate this report, use the export button on the pending authorizations page.
Okay. Nope. Can't anymore. Have to take a break. What you just heard is a training going on right now at my work. This is why I was not able to bring you the intro that I wish I would have been able to give you. But my time has been focused pretty much on this training, like every available moment, and by the time I get home, I'm exhausted, so I apologize. So as many of you know, I took a long break from voice acting, and this was due to what I'm going to call mental health related issues. It's easy to fall into these situations where you don't want to put yourself out there. You don't want to take a risk. And that's the problem, because when it comes to this particular profession, you have to put yourself out there. You have to put your best foot forward, and you have to take a risk. It's just part of the process. But it's so easy to talk yourself out of getting into the booth or getting into recording or sending that audition. I did it for 5 months. There was a lot going on in my life, don't get me wrong, but that's still no reason for me not to have dedicated a little bit of time. And people are going to say, no, you're too hard on yourself, et cetera, et cetera. You know what? I'm allowed to be hard on myself, because as soon as I got back, things are changing. I'm getting so many more shortlists. I'm getting messages back from auditions that I'm sending, and this never happened before I took my break. So you know what? I regret the time. And that's the thing. It's after you get back, believe it or not, you're going to regret the time that you didn't do what you wanted to do. In order for me to get out of my funk, I had 2 wonderful people sit me down and basically snap me out of it. And regardless of how busy my day is, regardless of whatever is going on, my goal is 3 auditions a day. That's not much. So I come down here and I do it. If it wasn't for Eldurrino and if it wasn't for Renara pulling me out of my black hole, I would still be wallowing in my own self-pity and focusing on all of the negatives. So this is going to be me publicly saying thank you to the both of you. I had a much grandiose way of saying it, but unfortunately life got in the way and I needed to get my auditions done. And I chose auditions over giving you guys the intro I wanted to give you. So what's the lesson today? Well, you have people around you who care. Believe it or not, there are people in your circle that want to hear these issues. They want to hear these problems. So when you start falling down that black hole or start sinking into that quicksand of depression, don't be afraid. Listen to what people are telling you. And above all else, believe it. All right. I guess it's time for me to go back to my training. Thanks for listening in. I appreciate each and one of you. All right. While you guys have a good show, Past Me is going to go back into this AI monotone training.
The key points covered in this module included authorization requirements, eligibility authorization.
Oh, my goodness. Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Whether you're tuning in live here on Twitch, watching us on YouTube, or listening to us anywhere you get your podcasts, welcome to Cold Read the Podcast. Podcast for voice actors by voice actors. Intro was by me. And I do absolutely credit the both of you for putting me back on track to where I am. And I'll go into my latest shortlisting here. I'm waiting to hear back in a moment.
All right.
If you have any questions, any topics, anything you want us to talk about, you can email us, coldreadthepodcast@gmail.com, or you can join our Discord. Link is in the description. So come on in. Enjoy Fire and Brimstone's daily memes. We got a double dose yesterday.
Yeah, it is.
Or is it this morning? I'm sorry.
This morning, last night. Timey-wimey. Yeah.
It's the magic of time zone, so that happens. We'd love to hear your audio. If you have an opportunity, send us anything, whether it be an audition, a demo, something that you're just bouncing off. Maybe it's an impression that you're trying out. You want some feedback. Bring it in. We'd love to hear it. Either drop it in the Discord, email it to us. Either way works. So we'd love to get an opportunity to do that. Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. Absolutely.
There it is. Thank you.
Okay, so let's check in on everybody. I know we're calling this episode the Schrödinger's episode.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that in just a moment. So let's check out everybody real quick. So, Renara, how are you doing?
As usual, start with the sound. No, last week, in fact, the last maybe like week and a half has been trying. Personal life has been very trying and testing, and it's moments like this where I kind of go, okay, what's the point? What is the sign? Can you give me a sign, please? Why am I going through this currently? I know I'm going to look back on this. There's going to be a reason, but I'd like to know now, please, Odin. That'd be really nice. But it's just the thing of just sort of like, it's been tough. But despite all of it, I was like, nope, I have been saving this audition, and it's about to, and I want to do this one. I'm going to do this one, even no matter if I feel utterly shit right now. I'm doing this thing, and I'm glad I did. Waiting back for it, and it was a nice time for. I started experimenting again, and we'll go into a bit more about it in like today's episode. But like, it was a nice experience to do this sort of thing again, and so yeah. Other than small little silver nugget in the absolute utter coal shitstorm of this week. So it's fine. I'm here and I'm smiling, and I did some more writing.
Yay.
I wrote a song. So
Wow.
we'll see how that goes. Or compiled it really. From song lyrics I've done over the time for the longest time. And I opened my book again for the first time in a while, actually. So because I'm writing a book, so I was like, okay, I'm going to open that up, and I'm actually going to think about the storyline on that front, because I've got a bit of a writer's block of like, what's she going to do next, sort of thing. So I've been doing kind of that sort of thing. I didn't write anything, but I opened it. So similar things to getting back into the booth, but like being in that space again, actually looking at it, rereading it, and then letting it mull over in my head, sort of thing. So I did small steps in the shitstorm of this week. So I'm taking my advice.
Torino, fingers up.
What? One little tiny thing, though. You didn't write.
I didn't.
The whole point of opening the book is to start writing. That's how you get over the writer's block, is you need to actually do it. Like, compared to voice acting, you stood outside your booth and you looked inside.
You opened it and it's like, still there.
You looked and you said, maybe tomorrow. So, obviously,
yes. That's fair.
You're right. Small steps do make a difference, but just next time, even if it has nothing to do with your story, just start writing and see where it takes you. And I almost guarantee you'll get over that writer's block real fast.
Gotta figure out how she's gonna get out the door. That's the problem. She's in a house currently, and I don't know the motivation to get her out the door. But anyway,
suggestion. I hear ChatGPT is really good for ideas.
Uh-oh. Wait, what? I thought that was an AI.
It is an AI.
What? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay.
I think Eldurrino just froze.
Yeah, we just broke Eldurrino.
If you want to see what's happening, please come on YouTube. Does he need oil? Meg, does he need oil? Wait, what? Wait, are you just frozen?
No, he is. He's actually not moving, but he's speaking through his mouth. He's doing ventriloquism. I can see it because his hand's shaking just a little bit.
Wait. Okay, are we actually? There he is.
Oh no!
Wait a minute. Did you do that on purpose?
God.
How the fuck did you pull that one off?
How did you do that?
What did I do?
Oh my God.
You like glitched out and froze for like 30 seconds, and we thought you were playing a joke.
We talked about AI for like a split second, and you froze, and we just thought you were. I think it's like oh god, I can't.
Okay.
No, my internet just decided to take a crap.
Okay. Well, that was
My
perfect timing.
apologies.
Wow.
Oh my god, I'm crying.
That's super
That's
funny.
me. I'm done.
And there's our
Eldurrino.
short, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. All right, cool. Okay, so regardless, I know certain individuals are starting to use ChatGPT to get ideas. So something to consider. Throw it in there. Just go in there and just type some stuff out and see what it gives you.
Okay.
It might give you some ideas that you want.
Actually, I will give you a book recommendation after this. It is 5,000 writing prompts.
Oh yes. No, I think I've
Yeah.
seen. Did you take a picture of that? I think I know.
I don't think so, but either way, I
Anyway.
mean, it's good to have.
Okay, well, sorry. Thank you, Renara. Eldurrino, how's your week been?
Better, kind of.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try and get through this before my internet decides to just randomly shit the bed. What did I do this week? Really? It's mostly just education, just doing my mixing stuff. I told myself that this week I was going to focus more on putting myself out there and saying, "Hey, everybody, I can start putting your songs together and stuff." And I didn't get an opportunity to do that, unfortunately, because I've been a little obsessed with songwriting, which is a good thing because I love it and I miss doing it. And I'm in the process of writing a song that is turning out better than I was expecting, which is good because I do have high expectations of myself and my own writing. So if I'm really happy with something, I know I've got a good thing going. So I've really just been doing that, songwriting, working on educating myself even more in the world of audio engineering. Sadly, I have kind of put voice acting a bit on the back burner for now. Not necessarily because I've lost interest or I don't have the time or anything like that. It is more that I never know when I'm going to have a good opportunity to record anymore because for the third time in the last 2 months, I've had to call the cops on my neighbors.
Oh, no.
Oh dear.
So basically that means I don't know when I can ever get anything recorded. It's basically like I have to like burn sage and like, you know, do all these crazy rituals in hopes that I can get in the booth long enough to do anything. And not only that, but I don't want to end up auditioning for something and getting a part and then not be able to complete the job.
Because of noise.
Right. So, yeah, I'm really hoping I'm really hoping that problem goes away. I doubt it will, but if anything, that just means I get to invest in myself more and start buying more soundproofing for my office. So, which honestly isn't a bad thing because I need a booth upgrade. So, yeah, that's really about it. I don't think anything else crazy has happened. I saw that Sonic the Hedgehog was murdered.
Yes, my oldest was playing the I'm assuming it's some April Fool's type of game put out by Sega. Yeah.
I was really surprised that it was licensed and produced by Sega themselves. Like, I know it's an April Fool's joke and whatnot, but usually Japanese companies are very, very protective of their IPs, and they usually don't allow for things like that. Like anything that might poke fun at their product or its image is, you know, immediate cease and desist. And the fact that they put out their own joke, like beating people to the punch, I gotta say that
Like,
that's
you're not allowed
commendable.
to make fun of us. We can make fun of her.
Exactly.
We're just gonna beat you to the
Yeah.
punch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
Anyway.
Zamoody,
How
tell
was
us how
your
your
week,
week
Zamoody?
was.
Oh, hey, wow, almost got them at the same time. We're getting there.
One day we'll be in sync. One day.
Well, unfortunately, computer problems continued. My computer, I mentioned last week I was going to do some upgrades to see if I can get rid of a particular error. It's improved, but it's still there, and I had to basically reformat my gaming computer, so that was a pain in the butt.
I hate doing that.
Yeah, I actually had to use my streaming PC to do recording because I wasn't going to miss my 3 auditions a day, which was an interesting experience because I couldn't hear myself in the booth because that audio wasn't set up that way. And it is a completely different experience when you can hear yourself to when you just cannot. And you come back over here and it's like, let's try that again. I get shortlisted for another Spanish project, working for a submarine commercial for the U.S. Army. So I'm kind of, out of the 101 people that put in, I got on that short list, and it's really encouraging. It sucks because it's like you get nominated, but you never get chosen, but it's just nice to be nominated, that type of situation.
Yeah. And I mean, again, like it's still progress.
Yes.
I mean, out of 100 people, you got thrown on that list. That's still something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, work is going to, I've got the whole reason I'm taking that AI training or AI voiced training, which is horrendous. And it's funny because even as a voice actor is like, oh my God, I can't believe you guys did this. Everybody else who's taking this training, because every single employee at my job is taking it, hates the AI voice.
Oh, sure.
So they're cutting corners by using the AI voice, but at the same time, it's so dry, it's so hard to be in tune. So I've got this intensive 3-week training coming in. I'm actually working up until like 5 o'clock every day instead of my normal 3:45. I'll be leaving from more north, which means that my commute is going to be bad. So I'm pretty much just going to barely have time to come in, do my 3 auditions, and then I'm just probably going to like die for the rest of the day.
Conk out.
Yeah, because then I got to do it all over again. Because I'm still opening at the office. I'm coming in at 6:30 in the morning, and then I'm going all the way to 5, and then coming home. Yeah. So it's gonna. You're gonna see me like probably super tired in the next couple weeks. It's a 3-week process, and we'll see what happens. And hopefully, no gigs come up because I know some of these require that, for you to be available at particular points, and my availability is going to shrink for the next 3 months. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Let me just say too, real quick.
Sure.
When you shared that with us earlier this week about the AI voiced training thing, they didn't even get a good one.
No.
No. So there was a YouTube channel that I used to follow that kind of did like discussions about Warframe, but they would never use their own voice. They would feed everything into an AI voice, but everything was the voice was Microsoft Sam.
Yeah.
So you'd hello and welcome back to Warframe Community XDDDD.
Yeah.
It was, and it's miserable to listen to. Like I don't know. I've kind of gotten used to it, but at the same time, I like humans.
Yes, it's the emotion. It's saying stuff right because my work has a lot of alphabet soup, is what we call it, because you got a lot of acronyms that are constantly flying, and we say it in a particular way, and then we say something like SUA, and then you've got the A going SUA, and then it's like it just throws me off, or an RD, or not a redetermination. It's like, oh my God. So it's only 40 hours. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not the worst, I guess, but
I'm sorry. Did I say 40? I meant 80. It's only 80 hours.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, like, I work for Papa John's, and even their training had real people talking.
Yeah, I've auditioned for some of those. So, last one was Chick-fil-A, which was an interesting one because I'd probably not do a job for Chick-fil-A, but I didn't know until I was like sitting there recording it that it actually said Chick-fil-A as the word.
Oh, that's funny.
All right. So no guests.
No, I know.
Sadly, no. Our guests for next week, I offered to see if they were going to be available this week, because I figured, it's Easter next week. Maybe some people would want the day off, but alas, they were not available. So we are going to do a variety of different topics, including how to weed out good casting calls from bad casting calls, and why we love talking about Minecraft role plays so much.
Yes.
And how many separate auditions all three of us have put in for Minecraft role plays.
Oh, no. Yeah, but oh my god. No. I mean, no.
Okay.
Long story short, it's 0.
Yeah, big zero for those that weren't
For
watching.
a second, I was like, have I just forgotten that I've done one and blanked that from my memory? And Eldurrino saying something that I don't remember?
No.
Okay. No, okay.
I know
You said it
there's a
with such
couple of chibi
conviction,
ones
Eldurrino.
that I've done, and I immediately
Oh.
regretted.
Interesting. I have
Do
not
tell.
ever. Yes, I do want to hear the story, but
Fuck.
I will say
Fuck.
anything chibi, gotcha, Minecraft, Five Nights at I did audition for one Five Nights at Freddy's thing. But a lot of the things that are clearly geared towards teenagers, I tend to stay away from, or even children, really. Just I don't know, because I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to be a role model. I'm just trying to make money.
I'm just trying to be me. No.
I'm just here so I don't get fired.
Oh, no. I mean, I only. Bleh. So, I'm going to try
Yes.
and do my thing where I derail everything and start to put it back on the rails again. I put this topic forward simply because of the audition I did manage to do this week. And it's a paid one, and it was an example of a great casting call. And when I say a great casting call, I'm going to go through a couple of the features it has. You can look it up, but unfortunately the deadline has passed, but it is still on Casting Call Club.
Okay.
It is for a video game called Grimlord, which is based off of Dark Souls by the looks of it. First of all, when I first looked at it, they had so much information written by it was personable. It was written by the person. It was like they were talking to me about the game.
Sure.
And in this couple, it was loads of detail. They gave exactly how they wanted it to be delivered, and things like that. But they also in it sprinkled a couple of things, which was like, where is it? Yeah, do not be afraid to take multiple takes of the same line or even a completely different voice. That is something that I've not come across so much, and a lot of casting calls which I found that haven't had this much detail can be quite when I say restrictive, they just want this and that's it. But as somebody who themselves has also said that to actors, but it was just nice to see, and they wanted us to show that we were passionate for the role through our creativity, and they gave us scope as voice actors to have. They gave us obviously the lines, and there was only one female character for me to give a go at, but it was British, it was English, and adult female, so I was like, yes, I'm going to try. But it was enjoyable. They gave exactly what they wanted, a really detailed description, but described in a manner of not saying they had a high voice or they had a squeaky tone. They didn't describe the cadence and the tone of the voice. They described the backstory. They described roughly how she would sound, but not narrowing down exactly which pitch her voice is in.
Sure.
And it was just, they gave an example of another character, which they said it was loosely based off, giving me more ability to go research more and sort of get more of a sort of aesthetic feel. And then I could bring my own voice through that aesthetic character nature through this character. And I hope I did it justice, but I enjoyed and felt like I was already working with the director through this casting call, if that makes some sense. I have also come across casting calls, which I did do one last week, which had absolutely nothing in the descriptions. Yep. Absolutely nothing. And it wasn't for a character, it was just female voice actors. And then they had 3 lines of,
and all of them said, say something you think would fit, right?
Yeah.
Warning, don't you love those?
Warning.
It basically says, female voice actor, no character description, no tone of voice, no reference, nothing whatsoever, and then just say what you think would fit. It's like,
What would
fit
that
what?
be? Exactly.
Like, if there's nothing to compare it to, how am I supposed to fit whatever it is you're looking for? I don't know anything about it.
I'm trying to find another one. I won't say what it is, but I did it recently, but I can't get to my
If these are
page.
publicly available, you can say whatever you wish.
Oh, okay. So it was a VTuber one. It was a VTuber narrator.
yeah.
Oh dear. Okay.
One. I'm trying to find where it is because unfortunately it's not the thing it just said voice actor. So and again I don't have a name or a character to look up. Again, I often wouldn't usually go for ones that just say voice actor. Can't find it. But this might be something. This is a different one. Oh, here we go. Yes. So okay, this is a slightly different one, but it is it's on Casting Call. It was ages ago, beginning of March, and it's literally the about section has nothing in it. The creator has nothing in it, and they are looking for writers, animators, artists, singers, voice actors.
Oh my God.
Male voice actors. And that's all they have. And the lines are, what are you doing? I think something's weird's going on. Maybe Jeff will have an idea. Those are those 3 lines. And there's nothing to grab onto in this. There is literally there is no direction in this casting call, and I avoid them like the plague. If a director does not know or understand their own character, or even want to give you anything for you to base something off of, and they just want you to go bleh, that's a sign that the director themselves doesn't know what's going on. So how are they meant to lead this project?
Correct. 100%.
So
are we looking through Casting Call Club right now and just seeing what's out there and going these are terrible, these are good? Okay, I just want to make sure we're on the same page here.
So prior to the show, I pulled 6 different casting calls that range between horrible and pretty good.
Yeah.
No, not too great. Like, I mean, just unless you want to consider, where's the one I had? Yes, this one. Okay. So this one is for a project called Sweet Dream Nightmare. The description of it says, Sweet Dream Nightmares is a teen Minecraft roleplay Java edition.
Nope, I'm out.
Nope. Out the door. Goodbye.
Well, hold on. We're not even to the good part yet.
Oh, dear.
So let's take okay, so I'll take 2 of the characters here. One character, I believe it's supposed to say Erica, but it's spelled Erkya. So
dyslexic
Urkia, maybe?
Erkia.
Why?
No, YA.
YA.
Urkia?
I don't know. In any case, Erica, we're just going to say, Erica is the main cast member. She is new to the city and is trying to allow herself to open more.
Okay. Wow. Okay. That can go open a lot of different ways. Yes.
I'm not sure what she's trying to open, and clearly neither does the creator, because the audition line is say something you think would fit.
Oh no.
The next role is for a character named Aspen. This character does not have a description. However, they do have a flat paid rate of $5 million.
Whoa! There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Which is very strange because not every character in this casting call has the same paid amount.
I wonder if that's them. If they're paying them, they're just going to cast themselves and pay themselves $5 million.
This is how much I feel this character is worth currently.
Hold on, because this is probably the worst one I found, by the way.
Okay.
So Erica, by the way, is deferred agreed amount, meaning that payment is quote unquote guaranteed. Just at a later date.
I think his internet.
If the project is
wait. You're still talking. Hold on. Time out.
That character deferred based on an agreed amount. Aspen, $5 million flat rate. Jared, the next character in this sheet, is paid deferred, but it's based on the profit share, and I just realized I froze up again. Jesus Christ. What is going on?
Oh my god, we're getting delayed, Eldurrino. I love it. Technical difficulties.
There you are. Welcome back. So you were
Anyways.
just about to start explaining deferred payment before you freaked out.
So Jared is deferred payment based on profit share. So again, this is if the project is making money, you receive a portion of the profit.
Right.
Doesn't make any sense.
No.
Okay. No.
Yeah. So there's the really
That's the bottom of the
Dang.
barrel here.
It's dangling a plastic carrot in front of you and going, oh, you can have the real one if it works.
sure. So let me also give you an example of one where it seems like it's legitimate, and it seems like the person who is putting this together knows what they're doing, but there's still the little red flags that are gonna kind of drive you away. This one is for a project called Boy Like You. It is a gotcha mini series. Stay with me. We're not even at the fun part here.
Okay.
I won't go into the main plot because it's cringe. But here's the requirements for the voice actors.
Okay.
Must have Discord.
Okay.
13 plus, please.
Oh,
I'm assuming
God.
that is.
Dear
I'm assuming
God.
that's referring to age.
Yikes.
Must be able to turn in lines on time.
Okay.
Kind of an expectation if you're doing a project of any type.
Of course,
that
absolutely.
has a deadline, that actually wants to be completed.
But if you're working with 13-year-olds, it's a good line to put in.
I guess. Next requirement, put your Discord in your audition.
Okay.
Okay.
Be respectful.
Fuck off. I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
Please,
Uh-oh.
in all caps, please have emotion in your audition.
Was this written by a 13-year-old?
Okay.
Most likely. Okay, so if it wasn't evident here, this is a young person.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Clear.
They're only
very
looking for
clearly.
people who are 13 and up, which there's nothing wrong with that. However, not only are they stating the obvious here by saying you must be able to turn in your lines on time, they're also kind of telling you how to act in a sense. Like, please have emotion in your audition. I'm sorry to say, but most voice actors do that already.
Yeah.
That's why we're actors,
The clue is in the name.
Right. So going further, going down into the characters themselves.
Is it bad I want to audition and go, hello, how are you?
Oh God. No.
Yeah, just give absolutely
Nothing.
just super
No.
deadpan.
Even better. Audition, but pretend you're an AI voice.
Oh man,
My
that would be
name is
amazing.
blah 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 blah. Or just do
should-
sat nav voice. Sat nav voice.
One of these days, I know there's the person who provided the voice for Siri has has a pretty popular social media following. We should have her on.
We
one of
should,
these days,
absolutely.
Oh my
just to
God.
talk about voice acting stuff.
And
'cause
AI
it
and
would
stuff,
be
I guess. Yeah, it'd be good.
right. It would
Yeah.
be hilarious to see them audition for certain things as Siri. Anyways,
Yes, 100%. Fire and Brimstone says, nah, I'll audition as a Dragon Age Tranquil.
Oh God!
I figured that
that's
was
a
gonna
really
hit
niche
something.
one. That's a really niche one. Okay.
Or are those the one that get all their
emotions?
emotions completely sucked out of them or
They're
something?
completely separated from the Fade. Their soul is basically stripped away from. Yeah, I won't go nerdy. But yes, basically they have no soul, and so they speak.
Oh.
They speak They speak monotone and lack inflection.
Sure.
Like yes, right. I'm going to go over here now, and they speak like that basically.
Oh, nice.
Sorry.
Going back to this project, I'm just gonna only do one character because that should be enough. So the character description is actually fairly in depth. It has the name of the character, it has their age, it has their likes and dislikes, it has their personality traits written out, it has a voice reference, it has a background, it has basically all the things that you need.
Yeah.
However, the red flags come in the actual audition lines, and here they are.
Right. Okay.
Stop saying that. You're just lying to me again. And the tone here is hurt, as per the note.
Mm-hmm.
Second line. Oh, yeah, that's me. Why? Neutral, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last one. Improvise.
God. What do you want me to improvise?
What do you want?
Well, I guess it would kind of make more, you could improvise based on like the character traits, I guess.
But without a backstory or without something to grip onto, as in like character story, you've got no motivations to improvise off of.
Right.
Yes.
So aside from the improvisation line, I don't. Anytime I ever see that in a casting call, I immediately think to myself, whoever's doing this project does not know what their characters are, which in my eyes is a huge flag. Because
so scary.
Well, I'm there to be the voice. I'm there to be the character. I'm not there to write your story for you.
And you're not there to be yourself in this, because sometimes a lot of casting, but when they don't have a character fully fleshed out, they're looking for the actor to supplement themselves into it, which is unhealthy. Never do that.
Correct. And don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with getting a part and then making suggestions on how to better the character. At least in that instance, the person who has written the character does know what they are looking for, but collaborating with the person who is that character can help give some additional insight into the character that, the writer may not have seen originally. Like, I love talking about Breaking Bad, but I really try to avoid it as much as possible because otherwise I'll just sound very annoying. But Gus Fring, one of the big villains from that show, the director knew what he wanted the character to do, but he gave the actor the opportunity to say, okay, here's what's going to happen in this scene. How do you think Gus would react? And he said, Gus is very formal. He always has his shoulders back. He'll walk out of the door and he'll straighten his tie and, make sure his coat is all nice and neat. And he's like, perfect. That's what I want.
Which is what I got with which is what I was trying to say with the whole thing with having space to make your own decisions on the character. That was what I was trying to say with the one that I was doing, if that makes any sense. And having that space of, they have a formulated idea that shows that they understand and know what they want from their character, but being able to have space to work with an actor and figure out there might be some things they may not have thought of and collaborative. That's always one, fun for the team because you're collaborating, you're creating something, and you're getting along, you're working with people. But also, it just makes it's less micromanaging, I found.
Okay, I can understand that. However, I think that is best left for the person who gets the job. I don't think that necessarily I've certainly done takes in which I have added something to it or removed something or just kind of improvised the line as it was written.
Yeah.
However, I don't think that you should ever write out, say something that you think would fit for that character, because to me, as the talent, that just shows uncertainty. And if you are uncertain, then I'm going to feel uncertain, and that's not going to make for a good project. Like, voice actors are the tools to help bring a vision to life. And if you don't know what that vision is, neither are the actors.
Right. And those are the projects that generally just sit in the background forever. Nothing ever gets done with it.
Right, which is very unfortunate because, even one that I was on, it was more of a fan dub that changed it into a comedy. That one was super fun and seemed to have a lot of traction right off the bat, and it died because the the project creator just had no idea how to lead a project and how to put everything together. And there's nothing wrong with that necessarily if you're still learning and whatnot, but I really think it's best to have some knowledge before you decide to, tackle a large scale project such as that.
Yeah.
Start with smaller ones. Maybe just do a project with just yourself. If you are a director or something like that and things like that, and you do need voice talent, maybe start with people that you just know, and then you can figure that out and start small. I started making projects-wise. The first lot of audiobooks is just me doing it. I didn't get anyone else involved. I just did it myself because I could. And then I started bringing in more people, and then it started to grow. And I've reached a point where I've gone, okay, this might be a little bit too much for me currently, so let's figure out how we're going to do this. And you grow exponentially from there.
Right.
But trying to jump straight into it, trust me, as somebody who went from directing a small film to suddenly in charge of 20, 30 people, don't do that.
If you wanna like immediately quit what you're doing and beat yourself up, by all means go for it. But
you want to
work
lose
your way up.
all will to do this project, go for it. That's the way to do it.
I'm sincerely looking at the camera going, anyone who's ever thinking of doing that, or if there is a course that you think is going to be the one-way ticket into doing what you want to do,
no,
but it requires you to having to go to a certain big city. And
you're giving me Paul Schmidt vibes. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't do it. Trust me, for your own fucking mental sanity, don't do it. But never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say that just kind of brings up last week about people kind of diving in head first and not knowing what they're doing.
Yeah.
But then basically pulling up that soapbox and standing on it and thinking that they have a platform to talk when in reality they don't really. And obviously, I realize the irony in the situation coming from, 3 voice actors that are trying to make it and also trying to give advice to the community.
Yes.
I realize that is ironic.
However, I love how many paths this is just. I love today.
Well, here's one for you. If you've had a good experience doing one of these Minecraft role plays or these gotcha, throw it in the comments. I would love to see somebody saying.
I would like to know, please. I would like to know because we see all of these I've seen loads of. Currently, there's a load of Genshin ones. Currently, I'm seeing.
No surprise.
But it used to be all Minecraft role playing, based off of those role. I think Minecraft animations where they'd be like, I've forgotten what that film's called, but there's a film where it's complete. They follow through Minecraft. But anyway, it's all of these just.
I'm sorry.
Things.
I'm sorry.
Oh no!
Rambles.
Yay! Haven't had that one in a while.
Right. You deserved it.
But no. Thank you very much. Not sure. But no, there was just so many of them. And we keep referencing it because of one particular one, which was similar to the thing, what was it? $5 million? Was it $5 million?
Well, I think there was one for 4 before that. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Several. There's been several.
It was back in the day when it was the first time it turned up, and it was just, so we're doing that, are we? Okay.
Well, and truthfully, I think that's an oversight by the people who designed the website. I don't think you should ever be able to offer someone $5 million through a free site that anybody can sign up for.
That sounds like money laundering. I'm sorry.
And just in case Bryce is listening in, Bryce is the guy who made the site and whatnot. Please add an option to give feedback to your site for the love of God.
Yes.
I have so many good suggestions that you guys need. Anyway,
in addition, if you need a podcast and you want to recommend somebody.
Yeah.
We're here.
we all met on your site. We technically all did. That's
where we all started. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very true. I have a couple of other ones I wanted to
we got time.
Continue. Keep going. We got time.
Please.
Okay. So this one is called Pandora's Box. It has a video. I think I haven't looked at it, but it looks to be like a trailer, I think, or maybe even like an initial episode.
Yeah.
It has a large description to it. It has other works listed, like here's my portfolio, here's what I've worked on. Let me see here. It's a very long-winded thing that I'm not going to get into.
But for
Going
our
down.
listeners, I was going to say, for our listeners, have they noticed that suddenly the projects get more and more and more detailed as they get up the chain?
Right, which can be a good thing, and it usually is a good thing, but sometimes it's also a bad thing, just because, like, then people start getting into the realm of, if you don't do this the exact way I want it, then you aren't on this project.
Right.
It
In
can
which
go
case,
too far. Yeah.
they'll probably never find anyone to work on it.
Too constraining.
Right. So looking at the characters as well, they have the description, they have their like references. The lines actually are pretty solid. It's not just, one single brief sentence. It's, at least 30 to 40 words, which is good. Like, that's what you want to say. Now that I've said all the good stuff about it, the biggest red flag, and many people probably don't look at this the same way that I do, but it kind of goes back to uncertainty. Right below the video, at the very top of the page, it reads, "Important before getting into this project. Note, at this moment,
I see it.
Pandora's Box is still in core story writing / development, parentheses, which is why the call is open for so long. We want to look for VAs while working on the project, but please keep in mind that it might be a long while before any recording is done. We want to finish the entire script so all recording can be done in one go."
Okay.
Would either of you like to point out the red flag in this?
They are looking for the voice actor to supplement again, it seems, because they've got a partial script, but they don't even know where the story's going. So how?
Well, they also want to
Yes.
create. They all want to create the characters based off of the voice actors that they put in too.
That's the vibe I'm getting. Of like they've come up with some lines that or either they've got bits and pieces from the script that they've already written, parts of it. They put that on the casting call. So that's great. That's fine. I'm concerned as to what, because that could the character could completely change. The thing is that if they're still writing
could completely change at this point.
So the people that they may hire at this stage might not be what they end up wanting. They'll lock themselves into a box if they do that too quickly.
Well, okay, so you've got potentially a project that could still be 5 months down the road. You're locked in, beck and call to these people.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden want to do whatever that they want to do.
It's not even about that.
Sure.
Renara said it. I don't think she realized it.
Go for it.
At this moment, Pandora's Box is still in core story writing, which means that they don't know where their project is going. They are still in the fundamental stages of putting the project together. It'd be like me we'll just use an extreme example. Okay. I show up at your doorstep and say, "I've got this brand new vacuum that I'm still building in my workshop, and I was wondering if you would like to test it out for me." Kind of a problem there. Yeah. In 5 months, once I figured out how to put it together and it works as best that I can make it work, then I would like for you to test it. That to me is kind of an empty promise. And again, that doesn't there's no product there. You should, if you're planning on making a project with voice acting, you really need to have a fully fleshed out story. Yeah. Even if, I know a lot of these projects, especially like visual novels, they're not meant to be one single entity. They're, chaptered out or episodes or what have you. But have like a solid, like, here's the start, here's the end.
This is the character.
That's what you need.
This is the progression.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You need a solid chunk of material that tells an entire story from start to finish. Then you can bring in the talent to make it come to life. you should not ever rely on the talent to make your story or your characters for you. Because again, you are the visionary here. You are the person that is trying to tell the story. And we as voice actors, as talent, we're just tools to. Yeah. That sounds terrible. But yeah, we're just there to make your vision come to life.
Yeah, because it's the director is the person who's meant to know what's going on. And as talent, we don't want to make assumptions or go in and make. We're meant to be taking direction from the director, and that we are going to go in the direction that the director wants to go. And if the director themselves doesn't have a clear understanding of where the character begins, their arc, and where they end, and the journey that character's going, how are you meant to pick that up? How are you meant to? I mean, no, that's going over the top. We can make our own inferences if you leave it up to us. We can do that, but
yes,
I usually would rather you not tell me how you want it. Let me give it a shot, and then we can build off of that.
Yeah, because it's the thing of like it's. I've done an Eldurrino where the
Ren grumbles.
No, I've done a thing where
we have to make a new audio clip for that. That's amazing.
Never mind. The brain's gone. I've completely forgotten what I was saying. Continue, Eldurrino.
Okay, the second dot point. The second dot point in that?
Right. Yeah. So I didn't read this out, but yes, the second important detail to know before getting into this project reads: we have no promise voice actors will be used in this project.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what?
We have voice alternatives, parentheses, beeping sounds, etc. Not sure what that means.
I know what that means.
But we want to see the possible voices to bring extra life to these characters. That being said, however, as stated, we are not 100% set on using voice actors. So give us your best shot to convince us.
They don't.
I don't think anything needs to be explained there.
No.
Given how
that's like glove has been removed and backhand.
Yeah.
It's like
it's basically saying if you don't have anything better to do, feel free to audition for this, but that doesn't mean you're gonna, even have a chance to begin with.
Well, it's funny because
through your auditions,
100%.
read them through, read every single line that is in an audition, because this sort of stuff, like they've tried to do, can slip through the cracks if you're not careful, and you'll put all of that effort in. Read it. Well,
even with all of that, there's 19 pages of people auditioning for this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I mean, they're supposed to be doing, the budget of $20 hourly. Is that going to include all of the crap that I'm giving you for you to build your story, or are we talking just finished product?
do we get your name written on but not producer?
You're the special name. Thanks. No, it's not it. Yeah, you just special thanks.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Executive producer. Voice actor.
That would kill me. Yeah. Okay. One last bad one before we get to a good one. Then I did find a good one. Don't worry.
Okay.
So this one, the casting call is called Villain Voiceover.
I've seen this one.
So aside from what we've talked about before about Minecraft role plays and gotcha series and chibi this and all that stuff, there's another kind of plague. That's the correct word, Paul, by the way. Plague, not cancer. There is a plague going around for people that are looking for voiceovers for their YouTube series, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's what this one is. It says, "Hi, I looking for someone that can voice of an evil character for a YouTube animation and that I'm working on. Feel free to take the approach that you feel fits best. You can do the angry tone or a calm demeanor or something else. Anything is fine because I'm looking for a variety."
Wait, is that me this time?
So, a little bit of broken English. I'm going to assume in this scenario that the person is just...
Hold on. My internet crapped up now.
Oh my God, what's happening?
Okay.
The
Go ahead,
Omnissiah
Renara.
is unhappy.
You were shit talking Odin earlier, and he's like, "Motherfucker, what?"
Right, let's not do that. I apologize. So you started voicing what was in the actual casting call itself. Let's start over from there, if that's okay.
Okay, so the description for this project reads, "Hi, I looking for someone that can voice of an evil character for a YouTube animation and that I'm working on. Feel free to take the approach that you feel fits best. You can do the angry tone, or a calm demeanor, or something else. Anything is fine because I'm looking for a variety." And again, that's the description. That's it. There's no other information past
I
that.
feel like I could understand what they're trying to say, but when they
Well-
put the term variety in there, does that mean you want dynamic range from a voice actor, or just a variety of people, auditioning? What does that mean?
I believe they are looking for range.
Okay, so
which,
dynamic range. Yeah.
is, I mean, to kind of be expected, at least when it comes to villains, because villains are generally all over the place. That's what makes them villains. However, aside from, the broken English and whatnot, the character description reads the same thing about, that they're looking for a variety.
Right.
And then I think the line that they used is like from a movie or a video game. The line reads, "When some people talk about money, what is that? Never mind. Sorry.
I don't know. I'm looking at it
I
too.
don't know.
When some people talk about money, they speak as if it were a mysterious lover who went out to buy milk and never came back. And it makes me nostalgic for the years I lived on coffee and bread, hungry all the time, walking to work on payday."
Sounds like Batman.
That comes from The Good Life by Tracy K. Smith.
Okay, thank you. I knew I'd heard
It's
it
a poem.
somewhere before. Oh, it is. Okay.
Ah,
Oh, so
okay.
they just took a poem and they're like, "Here's your audition." They don't have any idea. So
What's worse is they just copied and pasted, and that's why those fucking characters are there.
I was wondering about that because it
Yeah.
looks like it says like September or like the abbreviation for September.
No way. Yeah.
But yeah, in any case, this is a YouTube voiceover position that is looking to pay a flat rate of $20.
You
Now,
know
Per
what?
hour.
I'm
I was just gonna say this
oh,
sounds.
no, it's not even hourly. It's
just flat?
rate. Yep.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
okay. This may be me, considering we've talked about it so well. This may be me being paranoid, but this sounds like someone trying to steal someone's audio to make AI.
That is very
That's a
possible.
really good point.
Because it's pre-made online stuff that you can find, and they are not giving any details, and you're just giving them lines, and it just screams the same way they train AIs, and it's for $20. So I'm concerned immediately.
So I'm just looking real fast at this user's
I did.
activity.
I also did. Yeah. So the only other thing that he has is some like Demon Slayer dub thing from 2022. Really nothing else from this particular user.
Okay.
And it looks like to me as well is that they're reaching out to people directly asking if they have Discord and then moving the conversation off of Casting Call Club. Not to say that there's anything wrong with that because I've done the same.
We've had bad experiences though of that before. Zamoody
Yes.
definitely has. So
Right. Either way, yeah, it's very lacking information. And the point I was trying to make with this is YouTubers, if you want to hire voiceover talent, pay them the appropriate amount, you cheap fucks. I know how much money you're making. It's not hard to figure out. There's data out there that supports it. Like, $20? Really? Sorry.
no,
I just
Maybe it's a new
it's
channel.
fine.
I mean, yeah.
It's fine.
if you can't afford to pay people a reasonable rate, don't hire them. Simple as that. I'm
It's
sorry,
a
but
two-way
like
street. People.
I
mean,
agree.
You've got 4 pages worth of 10 people each. 40 people at least say, "Hey, $20, I'll do it."
And and if that's what they want to do with their life, more power to them. I can't really say anything about this. This is directly towards the people that are doing the hiring, you make a lot more money. Even as a new channel, you make more money than you are giving on, essentially. So please, if you want people to do good work and to stick around, pay them appropriately, please.
Okay. So yeah,
I'm
I mean,
gonna slink in my corner of I'm doing a project that I said I'm a YouTuber that's doing a project.
but it was listed as an unpaid project, right?
It was, yep.
And
Long-term
you were
unpaid.
not making money off of it, correct?
No, I'm not.
There you go.
Okay, I don't feel bad
that's all
anymore.
I care
Thank
about.
you.
Yeah, like if you are making money off this,
the money, I'd be paying people. Trust me.
exactly.
I am.
Yes.
But anyway.
Like and don't get me wrong, like I know that there are people out there that are starting a new channel and they really can't afford much more than, $20 per video. That's totally fine and whatnot. But I know for a fact that there are lots of people out there that prey upon people's desire to get into voice acting, the desire to build up the portfolio and have a long-standing job, and they're just going to keep paying you peanuts.
Yes.
But now,
over.
because I'm going to shoehorn it in because I'm learning how to promote myself, if you would like to support what we do and you would like me to be able to pay the actors that I'm currently employing, I have a Patreon.
There you go.
Yay!
It only took you an hour into the show to actually say something about your Patreon.
Nice.
I know.
Right?
Hey, I'm learning. I'm getting there. It's better than not saying it at all. But yeah, no, have a Patreon if you would like to support what we do and support actors like ourselves. Head on over and check it out. If you can't subscribe to a Patreon but would like to give, I have a Ko-fi. So if you've got $2 or £2 that you think, yeah, that'd be fine, you can have a coffee on me. There's also that, which will also be saving towards, again, money to pay actors and stuff and things like that. So, yeah.
Is that coffee going to be at McDonald's?
Oh, it could be Starbucks,
the
though.
Mac
it could be
Cafe.
Mackie D's.
The
Who
Mac
knows, Zamoody?
Yeah. No, McAfee isn't that like a virus scanner?
McAfee.
McAfee? John McAfee?
I don't know. Continue, please, before this goes.
All right, let's find the last one.
Yes. One quick thing, though. You did not shoehorn that in. That was like spiked the ball in the end zone kind of thing. Anyway. Okay, so this is the good one. This one is for a project called Beyond Conviction.
Ooh.
Looking over the description, it says this is a paid commercial project working with our own IP. Please see further details below. Goes over the whole thing. Have to be 18 years or older. Here's the characters that are available. The project is paid. If you're selected, you must be able to turn over your lines within 1 week of being cast, because we're working with strict deadlines.
Nice.
Yikes.
So
That's
far,
tight.
That is
it
tight,
is tight, but it's a good sign. It's saying if you are hired, you are expected to do the work within a timely manner.
And it gives you a time frame. It shows how
not
fast they're going to work.
We don't have the script fully written yet, kind of stuff. So these guys clearly, so far at least, know what they want. Must use a high quality microphone, preferably XLR. No hisses, noise, popping, yada yada, standard stuff. This project only pertains to the advertising campaign. However, quality candidates will be the first considered for the following audiobook. So this isn't even for the actual project. This is just for advertising.
For the
purposes.
promo.
Okay.
Yep. Wow. This is interesting. Okay. I did not delve super deeply into this. I just know, good ones when I see them. So they have a section that says how to audition, saying that they must be an MP3 or WAV, pretty standard stuff. Don't heavily edit your auditions. Every line must be in its own file. Similar or takes of the same line can be in the same file.
Okay.
But like the lines need to be separated. This one is really weird to me though. Vocal fry is to be considered your greatest enemy for the duration of this project. Does anybody know what that would mean?
Probably talking about how vocal fry. Well, it damages your voice. Is the things that you hear women do half the time. I think, from what my understanding is, doing a lot of that can tire your voice out quicker. So they're trying to make sure you project and want to project to stop your falling back on that, so you don't get voice fatigue. You don't get, because it feels like they're saying don't relax and sit back when you're and try to project so you can use your voice for a lot longer. Perhaps,
Yes.
I guess
Well,
that's my base understanding of this.
So just, I guess, kind of reading off. So, like, I know what vocal fry is because I use it.
I felt like I was preaching to the converted for a second.
Yes. Yeah. I think personally it is to make sure that the words are concise and neat, as opposed to even when I just said the word "to." I kind of trailed off of it. And I feel like they want the words to be very, separated, I guess. So I'll just take one of the lines
so they're
here
able
says,
to edit it easier or do their own audio editing, perhaps. Maybe there's something to do with the wave format of when vocal fry comes up that makes it harder to edit, perhaps. Or there might be something that they're doing on the audio editing side.
It would be just because, like, obviously the audio only listeners won't be able to see this, but in an audio file, you'll see, if a word, if I were to say
Pick up?
glue, right?
Yeah.
You'll see it'll start off pretty wide on the G, and then it slowly trails off. So it kind of makes almost like a teardrop, just with a flat bottom and shifted on its side. Trying to chop off like the very end of that will give a very noticeable cut. Like it will go from glue to glue, like if you wanted to kind of chop off the end so that it doesn't trail off like that. So I'm assuming that by saying that, they are looking to have more concise words as opposed to words that trail off at the end and whatnot. I can't be for certain, but that would be my best guess.
Agreed.
Otherwise, I mean, everything else on this is good. They have the background of the project. They have a Google Doc about it that they say please review before you even submit for this.
Nice.
All of the characters all have their own descriptions. They have their own artwork. Big thing there. They are showing they have the product ready for the talent. They have the artwork ready. They have the story written. They have the scripts written. Each character has their own character info. They do have voice types listed. For instance, the first one is female, soft, mid-high, voice tone, timid. So obviously don't let that discourage you from ever auditioning for those roles, but you can clearly see they have everything to back up what they are trying to put out there. Which is great. Like you need that assurance in order to weed out the good auditions, such as this, or good casting calls rather, from the bad ones.
What seems to be the common theme for the good ones is that there is structure. It is planned. They are able to explain that structure and planning to you concisely and in an understandable manner, and list their expectations clearly so that you know what you're working with and you know what you're going to go into and what is expected of you. And that's the sign of good leadership, ironically enough, in the sense of there is a clear understanding within this team or within this project of what is to be expected and how this is going to go and how it's going to end and how we're going to get there. And when we look back at the slightly not so great ones, there's still this air of ambiguity and there's a responsibility shift onto you as the talent rather than them as the ownership of the project. So if you can, when you're reading a casting call and you feel you are adding to adding to a structure and becoming part of something rather than you are creating part of it, if that makes sense. Rather than coming in and down onto a project with you're bringing more than what the person's presenting to you. You want the person who's presenting this project for you to take what you have to build it even bigger. You want to be like the visualization as I've got, you're coming up, whereas these not so good casting calls are you're dropping down to them, if that makes sense. I don't know why, but that's what my brain sort of said. Thought, if that made sense. That's just me trying to sum it up.
Doesn't to me, but I'm sure it will to others. So don't worry about it.
But yeah, I think that's good. I was just trying to sum up some stuff.
No, that's good. I like it.
Yeah, I think that as party notes, if you are out on Casting Call Club and you are looking to, make that next step from being a novice into intermediate, do yourself a favor and really look at these casting calls with a new perspective and really make sure that you are not wasting your time, because time is such a valuable asset. And if you're getting in that booth and you actually want to be a part of a project, just make sure you're not wasting your own time, I guess.
And
stay away from the Minecraft and the,
Unless that is what you want to do.
Unless, again, if you want to give us a comment and say that you had a good time on one, we'd love to talk to you. I'm kind of curious about this one.
I would love to know the ins and outs of a Minecraft role-playing server. I will never be involved in it, but I want to know...
Are we talking a server or a show?
The project. Projects. I want to know the ins and outs and how that's made, but I don't want to be a part of it. So please, I can imagine. These, come forward. We want to know.
As I do have experience when it comes to role play within Grand Theft Auto 5, I do have some experience in there, and I can imagine how it would turn out. I can't say I'd ever be a part of it myself, but never mind. I'm not gonna.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna get into my own personal thoughts
there.
there.
I was almost invited into or asked to do a voice acting thing for a VR role playing thing.
I remember
that,
this.
guys?
Yes.
Remember that, guys?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I ran the other way. I feigned ignorance and ran the other way.
Good plan.
Hey, Joan, thanks so much for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you. Fire and Brimstone, thanks so much. For Mod.
Thank you, Fire.
If you're around, thank you so much, Meg Morta. We will catch you all on the next time. Don't forget, if you get a chance, come on in. We do record this live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Zamoody. We just start at noon. We'd love to have you part of the audience, asking questions. And if everything else works out and the moons align, our next guest is...
Wannabe VA, who is a part of the Arizona voice acting guild. Wow, the Midwest really slipped out there.
I saw that,
I assume that it'll be a very great discussion.
Absolutely.
I won't be there, though.
Oh, this is true.
I won't be there because I gotta go. I gotta go somewhere for the weekend, unfortunately. So
we'll have to update your obituary.
Yes, please.
All
right.
God.
With all that said,
please take one flatteringly, please.
Join our Discord. The link is in the description. Please come on over. If not, send us an email if you have anything you want us to talk about. We want to hear your audio. Please send it. And until next time, we will bid you all adieu. I think we've said our words of encouragement, so we're just going to take off today. So, bye.
Goodbye. Drink water.
Yes. Here it is.